show that tackles the big issues affecting the BVI and the rest of the Caribbean. Searches for answers to today's big questions and gives viewers a unique perspective on developing stories. Follow the big story with me, Kathy Richards, only on JTV. This show is brought to you by the National Bank of the Virgin Islands, Cyril B. Ramney Tertola Pier Park, HOV Medical, and Digicel. Sign up for Digicel Plus Home Light Bundles, faster internet, movies, and sports. This is the big story. I'm Kathy Richards. I want to thank you so much for joining us for this edition. My guest for today is Mr. Kofi Modeste. Some are very familiar with you, others are not. I want to welcome you first to the big story set. This being your very first time.
Kind of you. I do appreciate you. Thank you.
Awesome. I recall it was a little while back that I first met you at the college when there was that it was a fair, the display.
Yes, that's correct. Marine Professional Training Program, yes.
Exactly.
That's right. Yes, ma'am.
And we had a lengthy conversation about a number of things. One of those, the reason why we're here today.
Yes, ma'am.
First of all, for persons who may not be so familiar with Kofi, tell us a little bit about you, what you do.
I appreciate you. So my name is Kofi Modeste. Again, I am one of the owners of Prestige Woodwork and Shipwright Services here located in the BVI in Purcell Estate. With Shipwright, I work along with a lot of the marine industry, building boats or repairing boats. We also do cabinets and anything pertaining to wood. I also assist with the teaching of the Marine Professional Training Program at the college, and also just graduated to teach with NSA at the college. But there's a program that we've been running for more than a year, and it is up at His Majesty's Prison. And we are very happy. It's over a year now. We are very happy to say that we are having progress, but we also need help. There are a lot of young men and women at the prison that are interested in learning a trade. And this is what we are trying to do. Get involved with the rehabilitation. Show them that there's another way, that there is another outcome, that when they leave that environment, there is an opportunity for them because they have engaged in a skill learning program, and they will be qualified enough to go out there in the work field and be able to find a job, make a change in their life.
You refer to we. Who are we?
Well, I'm not about taking any self-praise. So when I say we, I want to incorporate the staff also, and leadership, the superintendent of the prisons, who have been very kind. They have been very welcoming of the program that has been initiated from the former superintendent. And when I say we, I want to make sure that we are all involved, because it's not just about me, and it's not about me, period. But even the inmates who make it their duty to be there. Even if I'm running a little late, they are there, they are on time, and they are doing very well with the progress in when we have our classes, when we go through our theory, and then also when we go to the actual shop itself.
Okay, so what are the classes about? What is it that you teach?
Wonderful. So what we do, I introduce every aspect of woodworking, from the theory also to the practical, and also in business, because I'm a businessman. So I want whoever is in that class to learn every aspect: how to calculate your materials, how to select your type of materials, and also to understand the value of your materials. One of the big things in our class is that we teach value, not just of materials, but you as the individual. You must understand your value. There's a problem when we don't understand our value. We tend to degrade ourselves and put ourselves in trouble. But if I am able to help them to understand their value and to elevate to a standard. When they go into the workforce, they are able to charge the correct prices and be paid for their particular jobs.
Okay, one might want to say, okay, you are offering this voluntarily to persons who are in the prison. What's the difference? Why not do it for persons out of prison that help to keep them away from the prisons?
That's a beautiful question. And because I've worked along with HLSCC, and they have a beautiful program set up, beautiful. There are a lot of young people, and I've been privileged to be working along with them for a number of years. With the prison, and I'll be straight, I've been here, this particular year marks 23 years of my time in the British Virgin Islands. And I've just sat down and realized that I've never spent more than 30 days out of the British Virgin Islands. And it hurts to know that when I first came here, the prison population was basically half than what it is right now. And I'm seeing a lot of young men and women also going up there, and for foolishness. And I'm trying to say, hey, you know, I came from Trinidad and Tobago, and I grew up in the ghettos. And I saw what it did to my people there, and I'm like, no, something's wrong. Something should be wrong. And our people who are living here should see that there's something wrong when we have the population almost doubled. So I think it is urgent that we assist, and not just when we have the unfortunate going up there for crimes, just turn our back. We need to show them that there is a way, there's a different way. Let us rehabilitate. They're not just there to be dumped and to be forgotten. Let us try to help them rehabilitate and show them that we still care, we still believe, and there is an opportunity.
Okay. There are sometimes that persons on the outside find it a little challenging to accept that, you know, a rehabilitation program preparing for a release should take place for persons.
That's true.
Especially if they would have committed heinous crimes,
That's true.
rapes. Well, we know from most times from murder cases,
Yes.
it's a never to come out situation.
That's
if
true.
so, it would be, you know, well into their very old age and all of that.
That's true.
People are very, first I could recall one instance where a parent would have seen some help being given to one who was accused of a rape of a minor.
Yes.
And seeing that person getting that help infuriated that individual. How do you navigate around situations like that?
I appreciate that question. You know, I actually do have a part of my classes, inmates who are serving life sentences, and inmates who also have heinous crimes under their belt. But I look past that. They must pay for, you know, whatever they have committed. They must pay the price for it. And I'm not there to try to take away from that or to judge on that. They have already been judged through the system. My thing is, I've been here for long enough to understand that the BVI professes to be a religious Christian society. And we have to also understand that we have to care and forgive and help. Their final judgment will be for all of us at the end. But let us try to show that these young men, that they can be an example to others. Okay, they might not come out now, but they have kids. They have siblings that they can show that there is a change, and they're willing to change and send the message out there. Because the problem is, there's a lot of young people, there's too many young people, way too many, going up at the prison. And I'm bothered by that. And if we don't do something now, we are going to have a problem that is irreversible in the very near future.
Well, while these programs, you said yours has been there for just about a year. Just recently you had a conversation with someone who was indicating that, you know, there was a young man who came out of the prison system trying his very best to get a job, and because he has this record, he cannot get a job. There was a situation at one time where he became so frustrated, he returned to the very behavior that sent him there the very first time.
Yes.
He spent more time and is back out and is facing the same challenge again of being in a position where he finds it really hard to be employed.
Yes.
How
do we deal with that? Again, I appreciate that because I'm trying to, one of the first things in my classes that we teach is we need to change that stigma. Because somebody goes up to the prison, whether it is for a simple offense or a major offense, the stigma is there. You've been to jail and you're just to be thrown away. And we need to, as a society, make an effort to change that. Everybody makes mistakes, and some are more grievous than others. The prison is a place where the courts are sending men and women to pay their dues based on their mistake. But we as a society need to lend a hand, because we cannot just dump these young men and women at the back of the hill and think that there is no value. And that's one of the major things that I teach in my class. Understand your value. You have sentimental values, you have ancient values, you have self-values. And one of the examples that I've used is that we will have a desk that is $200 and another one will be $250, but somebody prefers to spend $300 to fix it because there's a sentimental value behind it. And if we understand values and change the values, let them to know that they themselves are rich in value, there will be a change. And it's unfortunate, it's truly unfortunate that this is how society thinks. That, you've been to prison and that's it. Even for sickness, you have the sickness and we don't want to touch you anymore, we don't want to be next to you anymore. But we have to make the change. And I must say that those of the particular class, they have been making an effort. And I know it's difficult, it's very difficult, but I see the change. And I want people to know that there is a change. But they need the support. The prison does need the support. I've had conversation with the guards, I've had conversation with inmates, I've had conversation with the staff and with the superintendents. And I see what's going on. See me and come live with me is two different things. And I see what's going on, and we really and truly need to push some support with His Majesty's prison and the rehabilitation programs. And woodwork is just one part of it. There are many other things that are being put in place. And we definitely need the support of the public to help these young men understand, and women also understand, that we care. And there's another way out, there's another opportunity.
Okay. What are the criteria that is, if there are any at all, that would allow for inmates to participate in the program?
Well, I know the staff and administration usually vets the inmates to make sure that there is no conflicts of interest between them and whatnot, and there must be an interest. You don't have to know how to read, write, or count. I'll be happy to help you with that. And we've had situations where we had young men who were there who were struggling, and I was told that due to the class, they took more interest in the other academics, which they were following up with the math class that's going on. There are other volunteers who come and help with other things, and they were putting more interest into those other academic classes because they wanted to make sure that when they come to the woodwork class, they know how to function when they're there.
Again, that makes you smile.
Of course it does. I like to see progress, and I'm happy to be doing it. I'm there every Wednesday, God's willing. I usually, basically half of my day is spent up there, and it's always a blessing. I've seen inmates on the outside who have been a part of the class, and they are making themselves busy. They are doing what they need to do, and for me, that's the biggest reward. I'm not being paid for it. It's strictly volunteer work, and I'm begging for support, for the prison to let these young men know that there is a chance.
Yeah, those are two things that I was going to come to next. If you would have seen any success story persons who were in the class and are now out of prison, what are they doing? But again, how do you, because woodwork and these things call for materials, and we know materials are not cheap. How do you do it?
It's very unfortunate, and I'm not going to get into any politics, but they are struggling. And I have made it my duty to go to my suppliers, because again, I'm a part of Prestige Woodwork and Shipwright Services. So we are a woodworking company, and we usually have suppliers here in the BVI. And I must say I am very happy, very proud of those who have been to, like Drake's Traders, Trojan Development, We have Golden Hines, Paint Factory, Island Paints, and a couple others who have been generous. And I go to them and say, I don't care if it's a paintbrush, if it's a box of gloves, if it's a bag of cloth. And I must tell you that they have gone beyond and given a lot, in my view, to assist. You know, I've had a couple sheets of plywood donated, have chemicals donated, some tools donated. We still need more, and even from Prestige Woodwork, we've donated a couple of machines, and we have some other material, lumber and whatnot, to donate. But we need more. Here's why we need more. I've been privileged to see what's going on up there, and there are things that needs fixing at the prison. There are shutters that needs to be repaired. There are doors that needs to be repaired or replaced. This is a beautiful learning scale for the young men and young women there, that we can, if we are given the materials, if we are helped with the materials, we are now able to use that to repair certain parts of the prison. And it's hurting where we are finding scrap materials right now, to be honest with you. And I'm asking for help from the public, from the businessmen and women of the BVI. You know, help me do something up there that we can show that there's a chance. Let's rehabilitate. Let's fix the things that are up there. Unless you go up there and you see for yourself, you really and truly won't understand that there are things that needs to be done there to make a better living condition for the men and women that are up there.
I smile simply because I can literally hear some people say prison is not a palace. Prison should not be a palace, and you know, these are the sentiments that are often expressed by people.
Yes, it is not a palace. Nobody's up there partying, and that's why I say see me and come live with me is two different things. And when I was fortunate to start under the former superintendent, Mr. Guy Hill, you know, I made it very clear that I'm not there for finance. I'm not doing it because of that. I'm doing it because of my love for people. And they have been more than generous to give me the opportunity to be in the prison and see things. And there's not a party going on. There isn't a DJ up there and, you know, the guys are just, you know, gallivanting back and forth. No, you'll be surprised to see the efforts being made by these young men who wants to make a change. They are, you know, assisting in preparing certain areas of the prison that needs fixing. They're working on the guard booth right now. They're doing a remarkable job. They just put up bricks. They're getting ready to cover the roof. And even the wood shop, you know, we did a lovely job refurbishing the wood shop. The space is a little tight, but there was a lot of work done, and they are making a great and valiant effort to not just sit. There's nobody just sitting around just swinging their hands. That's not it. Again, unless you've really and truly experienced being up there and understanding what's going on, it's easy for people to talk on the outside. And I am annoyed with that, because there is a stigma. They're there, throw them out, you know, they're on the back of the hill, behind, what they say, behind God's back. They're not worth anything, they don't have any value. But why not teach them value? Why not encourage them? Why not promote them? Why not show them, hey, look, we still love you, you messed up, but we care. And when you are released, that you're not coming out swinging your hands, you're coming out well equipped to reintegrate into society and help the nation develop. That's what I'm looking at.
Is there a part of your program caters to them making stuff that they can sell in order to earn?
That's beautiful, because up to yesterday when I was there, that was one of the suggestions. And I spoke with the rehabilitation officer, Mr. Walter Barrett, and with the superintendent. And these are some of the things that we spoke about, where we would like to, you know, make things and have it sold, made in the BVI. And we'll also like to contribute to things that are like, for example, if the schools needs repairs or things that needs repairs, you know, the prison is well equipped. We have the machines and we have the material that we can, you know, assist and contribute. And let these young men feel and young women feel that they have value to give back to society, and people will recognize what they do. So yes,
does the government support you in this program?
No. And I'm not going after that government support. I mean, we've spoken with ministers and whatnot before, but I'm not rallying to claim that support, because sometimes we are too dependent on government, and government has enough going on, right? I leave that to the administrations and whoever is in charge. What I'm asking is for the public because the public needs to understand that when these young men leave there, they're coming back into the public. And we need to be able to give them the opportunity. And I must say, there have been a couple of companies who have given these young men a chance when they have left the prison and put them in a position of work. And they are doing well. So we need more people to really and truly try and understand. Don't just throw these guys away, you know. Give them the opportunity to rehabilitate, to show them, look, we care, and there's a better way out. There's another opportunity for you to make an impact in society.
Awesome, Kofi. I think you represented well, and I look forward to hearing, the kind of help that you really need to continue this program, which is a far way, and looking forward also to hear great testimonies from our young men and women, well, men and women, because they're all ages that are up there. There's a great population of women up there as well?
Not a major population. There are a few, unfortunately, but nonetheless, they're still there. And we're trying to also get them integrated into the class. So the classrooms have just been expanded. You know, we're doing a little renovations and whatnot, but it's always tight because we are very, very, very limited with our budget. The prison is very limited, and I appreciate all those who have contributed, even clients who have, given us work. Some of that funds go towards buying things that we are able to contribute to the prison because we understand what's going on. I'm not going to wait. I'm not longer going to be waiting 4, 5, 6 weeks for a PO to be approved for a box of screws. I prefer to buy it myself or get somebody to contribute, and that speeds up the work.
Okay. Awesome. Like I said, I wish you every success with this program,
yes,
and I hope with the little light shed on it on this platform that the kind of help that you need to continue this, so that we could see a 5-year celebration. We could see young men and women coming forward and saying, hey, had it not been for this program and this commitment by Kofi and whoever else, I would not have been able to become a valuable person in society, having left the walls of the prison. Thank you again for your time.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Thank you so much for your time with us here on this edition of The Big Story. I'm Kathy Richards.
Large and small corporations in the BVI can't be wrong. Bovi HR, a BVI-based integrated solution of employee timesheets, leave tracking, scheduling, employment letters, HR processes, pay slips, and tax reports, including NHI, Social Security, and Inland Revenue, will make your management of employees easier. While Bovi HR can cater to the needs of larger enterprises, it also works exceptionally well for small companies. To sign up, visit bovihr.com, that is BOVIHR.com, or call us at 342-9686.